Hey all, and welcome back for another HellfireComms Patreon Quick Look. Today we're going to be taking a look at Tales of Symphonia. This is the PS3 version, Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, which also includes the other Tales of Symphonia game, which apparently isn't as good as the first one, but whatever. This was commissioned by Gino Dude, and I'm joined, of course, by Xgamer Richie.
Hello, I am so excited and so incredibly happy to be doing this game on this channel.
Lovely, lovely. I'm going to just stay on the title screen for a second, because I think we'd be remiss if we didn't let the animated intro play.
Oh god, yeah, I mean, really, the Tales of games have amazing intros. There was a sort of slight with the Symphonia intro, and I think it also followed through with Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, where there was some rights issue, but basically the Japanese games have like this proper full-on J-pop intro song.
Right.
But then when it came west, they kind of didn't keep that.
Oh!
Although it is actually here, that they apparently re-put it back in, but for the GameCube release, it definitely wasn't there, and you had this sort of odd orchestral version. But it's nice that they are actually putting the original songs back in, because they are pretty quirky. Now,
I know a little bit about this, like, just by pop culture osmosis. I guess I know Lloyd is the main character, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, we have another character called Sheena in this.
You do indeed.
And, I think there was a special limited edition GameCube that released along with the game, maybe in Japan only. It was like a very mint green colour, or maybe it was like the spicy orange. I think it was the green one.
I would assume it would be green, if only because the original GameCube release, the logo was in green, or it was sort of like a turquoisey green colour.
Gotcha.
But yes, the game originally came out on GameCube in 2003 in Japan, and was then released in the West in 2004. They did then port the game to the PS2 with additional content, but that was Japan only, and that came out in 2004 for them. So Japan actually got the updated version of Tales of Symphonia before Europe even got the first one.
It does kind of feel weird to be playing this. Like, I know so much about it, but I haven't actually played it yet. Like, this is my first time playing Tales of Symphonia. I've only, like, before this, Tales-wise, played a little bit of Tales of the Abyss, 3DS, and hopefully he's not going to be throwing, like, magical homophones at me in the first 15 minutes, because I couldn't take that. I just could not at the time.
Yeah, you're not going to get fields of phonons.
Oh.
That's not going to happen in Tales of Symphonia. There's a few things that you will get into a little bit. You have oracles, you have kind of typical fantasy names.
Yeah.
You've got like Isalia and the world of Silverant and so on and so forth. But it's nothing quite as excessive, shall we say, as Abyss is at the start of it.
The skits contain a variety of fun conversations between the characters.
Yes.
Time to display on?
Yes, leave them on because they can be quite fun.
Let's see. Semi-auto, would you say?
You wouldn't probably semi-auto, because basically that just means that the other characters do stuff as long as what you tell them to do.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'd love it if I, like, booted up friggin' Sonic and says, thank you, Jesus Christ, for continuing to fund the Sonic series. Here's a gift for you. Ooh, and I'm even being rewarded. This is good customer service.
Oh, definitely.
Oh!
Oh!
How fitting, the only other Tales game I played. Now, this is cool, actually, because Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition got announced for pretty much all modern platforms recently, so I think I may pick that up for the Switch and play it, because handheld mode, hoo-hoo, beauty.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm definitely picking up Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, because it's a game that I've always wanted to play, but never quite got the chance because I think it only got released 360 in Europe, and it was ridiculously rare, and then I did actually manage to find a copy, and when I eventually got around to try to play it, it didn't bloody work.
Oh.
I was going to do like a blind playthrough of it and everything, but I just couldn't, and so I was quite depressed, and then obviously they've announced that they are re-releasing it. I'm just like, yes, that one!
Get it!
The angels bore the chosen.
But yeah, Tales of Symphonia was actually the first Tales of game that I ever played, and really, I would say that it's the game that effectively popularised the Tales of franchise in the West.
Right.
It was the first kind of full 3D one that was ever released, and is, I would say, pretty much the one that most people would say was their first Tales of game.
It was always like a killer app on the GameCube, as far as I was aware.
And I mean, while it may have perhaps not aged as well in certain elements, I do think that it is still a really strong game, and it's certainly deserving of its love. But I know that some people get frustrated with Symphonia because whenever anybody says Tales of, so many people just talk only about Symphonia when there are obviously other good games in the franchise. But I would say that most people would say Abyss and Vesperia, and then it gets a little bit more murky, at least from my understanding anyway.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to bring a lot more Tales to the HFC channel, because they are action RPGs at their heart, and that's my favourite type of RPG, so who knows, if this quick look goes well enough. I'm guesstimating just about an hour or so's gameplay here, just to get the intro in, get a bit of gameplay in, and just set stuff up. Who knows, maybe after we're done with Little King's story, we'll pop back to Tales.
I mean, I would be so incredibly down for that. I mean, part of me would just go, oh my god, because it's such a bloody long game.
Yeah.
I mean, when I covered it, it was, I think it was over 100 parts in the end. It is like full-on 30-plus hour-long game. And I mean, on the original GameCube release, it was on 2 discs. Like, you got partway through and you had to switch over, and it was just like, oh, those were the days.
Didn't I leave this behind on the old PS1? No.
But yes, I mean, I have to say, one of the things I love about Tales of Symphonia is its art style.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Like, it's just really, it's got a sort of cute anime vibe to it. There's a slight chibiness to it, but it manages to pull it off, I think, well enough that it's not overly cutesy, but it's kind of just awesome enough to be effective.
Gotcha.
I suppose we should expect the
So what is, like, Lloyd actually doing in the class? He just seems to be holding buckets.
Basically, he's being punished by Rain, his teacher, for nodding off in class, so he's having to hold, I think, some buckets to basically, think about what he's done.
Aww. There you go. Is every bit of dialogue voiced? That would be pretty impressive for back in the day, or maybe I'm just an RPG pleb.
I don't think every bit of dialogue is voiced.
Okay.
But pretty much all of the cutscenes are done in this fashion. So, really, it doesn't necessarily feel odd when they are not being voiced, because it's the same style of cutscene. It's not like certain games where you have like full-on ultra-animated cutscenes which are voiced and then everything else is not voiced. That's weird. But also, it's not like you have random moments of, is it going to be voiced, is it not going to be voiced? Because pretty much if it's in gameplay, it's probably not going to be voiced, but it's the same text boxes and it doesn't feel out of place. It just feels like a game of its age.
Oh, I can move, Richie. I have agency. I have momentum. Let's talk to this random kid at the front.
Yes, I mean, one thing I would say is, if you check that hole in the wall...
Hello?
At the back, you can get a title for Colette.
Where did this hole get here? It's very human-shaped.
Yes, it's very much like... Well, actually, no, I think you might have to talk to Colette and Genus first.
Gotcha.
Ah, yes, you do. And I think you have to head towards the door before they'll properly join you, but I have to say, Genus is probably my favourite character in the game, and I think it's largely just because I relate to him.
I was going to say that exact same thing, yeah.
It's because he's the small, geeky one who kind of gets pushed around a little bit, but is sort of fiercely intelligent. I totally relate to that.
Wow. Completely humble as well, you know, he never says anything self-aggrandizing.
Well, of course not. And I mean, to be fair, that is also part of Genus's whole thing, is he can get a little bit egotistical with his smarts every now and again.
Fair dues.
But yeah, I have to say, Tales of Symphonia has a pretty slow start in the grand scheme of things. Like the first hour or so is nothing too overly exciting. But then after that point, it does just go completely nuts. And you end up dealing with actually a lot of quite serious issues in the game. You've got racism, slavery.
Oh, jeez.
You've got like sacrifice. Really got all sorts, and it is a really, I feel like a really well done portrayal of some of those issues. It might not necessarily be as nuanced as it could have been, but I think that it's still incredibly effective, and it's easily one of my favourite game stories out there.
What do you think about the concept of Lloyd being in Smash Bros? Because that's a character I've seen requested for a long time.
I would love that. I'm not sure whether he would ever get it. Well, I mean, I doubt he ever would get in, but it'd be nice if he did. Because there's the awkwardness of, obviously, he did originate on the GameCube, and the sequel was on the Wii, so technically, Tales of Symphonia is a sort of Nintendo-associated game. But obviously it's since been PC, PS3, it's not really come back to Nintendo, so Lloyd hasn't been on a Nintendo console in a very long time.
Well, counter-argument to that, Cloud was
Snake.
never...
Cloud,
well, yeah.
yeah.
No, Snake was on Nintendo, the Game Boy games.
That's true.
Yeah, but Cloud, he's only been in like a Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories cameo.
It's very true. I mean, on that one, yeah, I'd say Lloyd should get in, but also part of me is just like, while Tales of is a sort of a relatively popular franchise, it's no Final Fantasy.
Okay.
And I think that's sort of part of the thing of it's still quite a niche franchise when you think about it. If you look at the scope of JRPGs, it's bigger in the West than it, I think, used to be, but pretty much everyone's going to look at Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, I'd say probably Dragon Quest.
Yeah, the big three.
The big three, like, Tales of, while it is there and it's present, I don't think people pay it as much attention.
Colette obtained the title of Klutz!
Indeed. So one of the things in this game is that you can get titles, and if I recall correctly, what they can do is they can change sort of how your the way you level up, sort of, or they can change your stats a little bit.
Okay, that's interesting actually. I thought it was just like a random aesthetic thing.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure. It's been a very long time since I last played Tales of Symphonia.
Don't get stuff wrong like Tanner did in Little Witch.
Now you see, I'm not going to get anything that badly wrong. I say despite not having watched that quick look, because I don't watch the TV quick looks because I can't be bothered and I'm lazy.
It's not a TV quick look, that shows how much you really don't know.
Oh, was it actually a game quick look?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I might end up watching it then, that's fine. Shows you how much attention I pay to things. It's because I've been out and about and doing all sorts of stuff.
So I've picked up maybe a couple of things here. It hasn't all sunk in yet, but we have the Dacians, who are the bad, naughty people.
Designs. Whatever.
And it's the Day of Prophecy. And
yes.
Colette is an oracle?
Yes, she is the chosen one.
Got it.
So there's a whole sort of prophecy as to what she will do when the Day of Prophecy arises.
Where is Grandmother? She's not out in the field fighting like slimes, is she?
No, but she's headed to the temple, so we should probably, go check that out.
Okay, enough people scream at me, it will eventually sink in. The priests are there with her, there's no need to worry. And then just a meteor falls on the temple.
Well, no need to worry, we're about to get attacked and thrown right into battle.
Oh, nice. I remember a Tales of the Abyss starting pretty quickly. That's the thing, I don't mind if you have a slow start, just make the intro enticing at the very least.
Yes. I mean, I would have to say that I think Tales of Symphonia does a very good job of that. The first hour, as I said, I mean, it's still quite exciting because a boss fight really soon into the game, and then you've got what is effectively a dungeon straight off the bat.
Nice.
So it's quite good, but yes, lovely Acelia.
You can save your game on this memory circle.
Yes, I would definitely recommend saving, because while I would say that the early Tales of Symphonia is not too bad, there is a few moments of difficulty that you might run into, so just to be safe.
I've never liked the PS3 or PS4 UI popping up instead of each game just having its own special thing, but that is just a bit of a nitpick, really.
Okay, it's fine. I was about to say press select, but it's all okay.
Yeah, I missed the skip button entirely. Or let's fight the Health Force meter from Nightmare. This is going to be a hoot and a holler.
Now, effectively what this is introducing you to is the idea of monsters on the field.
Love it.
I think, not 100% sure, but I think that Tales of Symphonia was the first time in the franchise that you didn't have random battles on the field. So the enemies actually appear like that, and so on and so forth. Now, you probably want to go and attack. So you want to move, mash that A button. You can do special attacks using B, I think. And just generally it's a lot of fun. You
realise I'm looking down at my controller and there's no B or A button,
Of course there's no B button because it's on a frickin' PS3. Oh.
That's what you get.
Yeah, it's because what was I playing with my game? Oh yeah, I was playing Super Mario RPG not that long ago, so I'm kind of slightly in GameCube controller mindset.
Yeah, there you go. That's another big series, Mario and Luigi and Paper Mario. They've been really silent on Paper Mario for a while, which leads me to believe they're working on one for Switch.
I mean, part of me hopes so, but then part of me is also just I feel like the Mario RPG series just need to maybe lay low for a little bit, if only because I think people were starting to get a little bit tired of Mario and Luigi, just from the vibe I got from obviously Paper Jam Bros, and then the Superstar Saga remakes. And then obviously the last two Paper Mario games were Stick Star and Colour Splash, and while from what I've heard Colour Splash was actually excellent, everyone sort of was just like, it's a follow-up to Stick Star, I don't really care. So I feel, just leave it be for the time being, and then come back and just everyone goes, oh my god, I've missed it!
Well, some faults on that. Number one, Colour Splash still has the sticker star thing where you input all your moves before you actually take your turn, and they will play out no matter what. So you can end up wasting a turn, you can end up actually dicking yourself over because you'll attack when you don't want to, you know?
Yeah, it's an issue, but hey.
And the second one is, I don't see the point of the Mario and Luigi remakes, honestly. So how do I switch characters?
I don't know whether you can. Basically, that would be in the main menu, I believe.
Okay.
But really, I would just recommend playing as Lloyd.
Okay. But yeah, I'm sorry, but I find the original version of Superstar Saga that much more charming. I don't think, Bowser's Inside Story needed remaking at all. It strikes me as just filler content for the 3DS.
Yeah, well, I mean, really, at this point, we just need the 3DS to, It sounds cruel, but it just needs to die right now.
Reggie said they're still making games for it.
I know, but part of me is just no, just go full Switch.
Well, it continues to make money hand over fist every month, so who am I to say, you know?
Exactly. But anyway, so one of the things that I would say that you're going to want to do is try and level up a little bit. Master your battle skills before you go any further.
Oh, I thought these were voiced.
No, unfortunately, these skits are not voiced. It's one of the things that they did change in later games. I don't know whether it was starting with Abyss or starting with Vesperia, but one of those two introduced the fully voiced skits,
right.
Which, to be fair, definitely the better angle to go.
Cool.
But that said, even then the skits are still really fun to watch. None of them are hugely long, but they are thoroughly enjoyable no matter what.
Yay! I got him! Preemptive attack, bitch!
So yes, you get to murder animals throughout this fight.
Yeah, I'm tapping the X button, Richie. Prime gameplay.
Yeah, one of the things that you'll notice is that it can get slightly button mashy at times, but even then it's still fun. And also, oh, the Dwarven Vows!
You want to explain?
Basically, it's something that gets brought up in a little bit later in the game, but basically, Lloyd's dad is a dwarf called Dirk, who has looked after him for a very long time, and effectively, he recites these Dwarven vows regularly, and basically Lloyd's a little bit tired of them, but still.
Gotcha.
Like, love and justice will always win is sort of the one that gets pulled out the most.
There we go. No. Still getting used to the controls, it's fine.
Yes, I would suggest that before you go into the next area, returning to town.
Failed at making sandwich. Yes.
Because you can get a free heal if you go to Colette's house. Because I strongly... Oh, if you go into your menu...
Okay.
Items. And if you... let me just have a look. What's the orange gel again? No, you want apple gel. Give it to Lloyd. Right, now peg it back to town. If you end up battling, you'll survive, but yeah, basically I would say that you want to get a level or two on the enemies outside there. If you head over to the right.
This way?
Yep. Go inside the house here.
Okay.
And you want to speak to Frank, who is Colette's father.
There we go. It's like Red's mum in Pokemon.
Exactly.
So why did you make me heal myself and then come back here?
Well, largely because I thought you might not make it.
Thanks, Richie. Jesus.
You were very low on health, and I thought if you accidentally ran into an enemy, then you might be slightly buggered.
I suppose so. Well, let me save before I leave town, then.
Yes, definitely do. It's one of those things of, whilst you get used to the gameplay, you do kind of have to just be a little bit careful.
Is there a thing that actually tells me controls? Customize? Nope.
I'm not sure whether there is, actually.
Well, that's very helpful. All I know is square is block and X is attack. I was doing some shockwave sort of thing, but
Yes, you were doing Demon Fang, which is one of the arts or techs. Just let me get the controls up.
Please.
I thought it was going to tell you, but still.
I don't know why you thought we were playing the GameCube version, mate.
I know we're not playing the GameCube version, it's just that that's where my head's at.
Fair enough. Ah!
Basically, oh no, that's completely wrong. That's the wrong bloody version. But clearly, X button is attack, then I'm assuming triangle... Well, if square's block, then either triangle or circle will be your special attack.
Gotcha.
Ah, here we go. This is what I want. So, battle. So, X is attack, circle is perform magic or technique. So that'll allow you to use Demon Fang, which is basically a sort of shockwave attack, which is great. Triangle opens the battle menu, which is where you go if you need to heal yourself mid-battle. But pretty much what you want to do is sort of do a combo and then go into your magic attack. That tends to be how you do well.
Successfully prepared sandwich! Oh, you see that? I went to town, I came back, and now I'm ready to enter the temple. Oh, such progress in such little time.
I know, but you're definitely going to have to Be prepared!
I know.
Because you're about to be flung into a boss fight.
Oh shit, good job I saved.
Very good job you saved.
Well, I know I have a life ball at the very least, so if I die, that's not really an issue. I just don't have any, like, restoration items.
Yes, well, I mean, you should be okay if you can get past a certain point in the fight.
Okay, so it's not one of those you've got to completely take out the boss sort of thing?
Yeah, no, you've, I can't remember whether it's you've got to take off some of his health, or whether you've just got to kind of hold out for a set amount of time.
Say no more.
But you should be okay.
Right, we actually gonna go in, kick some ass? Yeah, let's do this shit.
Well, yeah, before you know you get up there may be a little something that's going to happen.
Oh. There wasn't any sword sounds before, now there are, and in my experience that means danger. Ach no! He is taking his sweet time.
Well, it's because he's probably been stabbed.
Have you ever seen Kung Pao enter the fist, mate?
Don't think I have, no.
No reason. P for priest. Oh, sorry. There was like an onk. I thought it was the letter P on his hat. Oh, those bloody Decians.
Designs. I've told you the pronunciation, Tom. It's Designs.
Well, you told me the button's wrong as well, so who am I to believe? Who? Alright, let's do this shit. You took down the Grand Priest. There's only one of those every 5 generations.
Indeed.
No, he's dead, Colette.
He's very dead. And actually, I think this is one of the things that surprised me when I first played the game, is that sort of very, very quickly into the game, you already have death. And it's just like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we're going for one of those games then.
Wait, just because I'm off screen doesn't mean I'm dead. Come back, heal me.
No, he's definitely very dead.
Look at Colette with her PS2 ass face and all the grief upon it. Stop laughing, you fucking jester. This is serious. This is war.
I mean, yes, it is, and there are some really, really dark and some really, really heartbreaking moments throughout Tales of Symphonia.
Of course I'm going.
It's got some stunningly phenomenal moments.
Not just phenomenal, it's stunningly phenomenal. Oh Jesus. Let's all work together. This is like fucking Phil from Disney's Hercules.
Pretty much, yeah, except that they're all vows that aren't based on sort of Greek jokes.
I guess so, yeah. Alright, here we fucking go, mate. It's me! I'm the boss!
No, your boss is not actually this guy,
Okay.
surprisingly enough. You'd think it would be, but it's not.
You think the old woman would be able to use like zero graviga and knock them all off the cliffside?
Yeah, she doesn't quite have those capabilities.
Chosen one, your life is mine.
No! How dare you! I will slap at you with my twin sword!
Desires.
It's pronounced Decians, you pleb!
What's so funny?
No, it's definitely Designs.
Hey, he laughed at it, not me.
There's a reason that he laughed at being called a Design.
Let's go!
But yes, before you actually get into the boss fight, you've got these guys to take down. They shouldn't be too bad. I mean, one of the things that you have actually learned there, which is quite good, is that if you're holding block, then if you press back on the control stick, then you can actually jump back, which is really helpful.
There we go. Let's keep attacking, Tom. Stun lock.
You picked the wrong guy to mess with.
There we go, and I got some apple gel back that I wasted in the field because of a certain someone.
Hey, you could have died in the quick look.
Oh no.
Yes, this is your boss battle.
Do not get in our way.
Jesus.
So, this is Vidar, and basically the gist really is that you want to be always facing towards him, don't ever face behind him, and oh actually already we are skipping past it, so it was only to spend a few seconds without getting killed.
Oh. Did he even hit any of us?
I don't think he did, but that's fine because this is meant to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Indeed, and this gentleman is amazing.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, this is a man's job.
And now he's actually really incredibly helpful because he has the ability to use first aid.
Ooh.
So, yes, basically first aid will heal you. So, it is an absolute godsend in terms of a move, and it's the reason why most of the time you are really always going to want a healer in your party.
Yeah, just keep casting Fireball. Everyone cast Fireball.
Apart from Colette, who can't cast Fireball.
Yeah, I think I've got the hang of it now. Good shit.
Yeah, apart from the fact that you're now all ultra low on TP, and so you can no longer use it.
Not this guy. Oh shit.
Yeah, Genius is about to die.
Yeah.
Don't even try it.
No, Genus! You fool! That was Fireball, not First Aid. What the hell?
Very well. Don't overdo it.
Yeah, there we go. Ow, Jesus Christ. That's what I get for rushing in, I suppose.
Yeah, Vidar can hit hard.
Come
Don't
on.
overdo it.
He's getting close.
Now, if you want to be able to use some more, like, Demon Fangs, if you go into your items...
Items?
First aid.
Panicking.
Press triangle, go to items, then if you select Lloyd, orange gel, and then use that on Lloyd,
Yeah.
then you can use a few more Demon Fangs. You basically used them all up now, but that's fine. So now, you are just going to have to just keep attacking and do your best.
Okay. He should be nearly dead, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's not too horrendous as Vidar, but definitely keep going in and attacking.
Does he have enough for more magic? Demon Fang, on him.
Demon Fang.
I'm just gonna stand here and let everyone else do the work.
Yeah, you know, until they get killed.
Jeez.
Demon Fang.
Time to back off. But I have items, so it's fine. Yeah. Keep going. Attack him. Yeah. This is actually kind of a fun battle system, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it's a great battle system. Although, I have to say, the way that you're playing is terrifying me.
Yeah, I got the final blow. Me.
Well, thank God for that.
Combo newbie. Yeah, and I successfully made another sandwich.
Success!
Love me tender.
Never
What?
thought you'd show
I
up.
think that's probably because you succeeded in making a couple of sandwiches, I would think.
Oh. So, people in the comments, how much ass did I suck in that particular battle?
A huge amount of ass. That was a pretty, pretty hilariously...
Yeah, I suppose
just,
so.
Well,
fight.
you know, stuff.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, we don't have another boss fight for the rest of what we're doing. The question is, how far do you want to go? Do you want to call it here as we enter the temple?
Is that an X-Sphere?
Which means that we'll have been playing for about kind of 37 minutes or so. Or do you want to go to the end of the dungeon?
I see. So
Huh.
this girl is
Is it a long dungeon?
I mean, it's not incredibly long. It'll
Dungeon.
be probably about another 20 minutes or so, I would think. Maybe 25.
Yeah, dungeon.
Accept the
Awesome.
oracle. Grandmother, I'm going to undergo the trial now.
Yeah. Better not be pushing any fucking blocks and whatnot. I remember you friggin' cloister trials in FF10.
evil presence.
Yeah,
radiates from
there
the
is
scientist's
actually
chapel.
quite a bit of block pushing in this particular dungeon.
Correct.
But what I would definitely recommend, considering you know how low on health we are, go back to Frank and heal, please.
Okay.
And I'll take on the job of protecting Colette.
Otherwise, I think I will probably have a heart attack before the end of this.
Oh, we haven't done any, like, voice trivia. Can you give me, like, a rundown on the main cast?
Sure, you'll just have to bear with me a second whilst I get it up.
Just for, like, Lloyd, Colette, and, Janice.
Genus.
Whatever.
But who are you to ask for my name?
Yes, so Lloyd is voiced by the awesome Scott Menville.
I thought he sounded familiar. He's also the protagonist in Dark Cloud 2.
Yes. Obviously, most people would recognise Scott Menville as being the voice of Robin in Teen Titans, but also as being Lloyd in Tales of Symphonia and many, many other things. He's brilliant. Colette is voiced by Heather Hogan, who I'm just going to see if I can find out what else she has been in.
Be a good boy and wait here.
Time is up. It's fine. Don't worry
What
about
did you
it.
say?
Yeah, she's been in a few things. Oh, she was the voice of Shiki Misaki in Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance.
Oh! Okay.
Yeah, and she's been various other things as well. Genus is voiced by the amazing Colleen O'Shaughnessy,
Uh-huh.
who is the current voice of Miles Tails Prower, and is best known as being the voice of Sora in the Digimon anime.
Nice.
Do as you
So I think she does an amazing job. And then our mysterious gentleman here,
Kratos.
yes, although I believe in this game it's Kratos
Okay.
rather than
This isn't a
Kratos.
field trip.
I always got that confusion as well. I don't think I've ever been able to properly settle on it. But he is voiced by Cam Clark,
Nice.
It's the
who
truth.
most people would recognise as being Leonardo and Rocksteady in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series. He's also Shotaro Kaneda in the 1989 original Streamline Pictures English dub of Akira, and one of his most prominent video games roles is Liquid Snake. But also, I'm pretty sure, yeah, he has voiced Simba in many, many, many things.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, sort of the stand-in for. Oh my god, I've completely forgotten his name. That is awful. Matthew Broderick. That's it.
I was about to say Matthew McConaughey, but that's not right at all.
Yeah, no, definitely not. So yes, got a nice, decent voice cast, and I mean there are some brilliant voice actors throughout this game, and I think like they all do a really damn good job. I mean, for 2003, well, 2004 when the dub came out, like this is really good dubbing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty solid so far.
Like God, yeah, like I mean, yeah, I just love Tales of Symphonia.
What do you like? I'm going back to town, don't you worry.
Yes, thank you, because I think I might, yeah, have a slight just going, "Gah, you're gonna die."
Have they taught me the flee mechanic yet? Because I feel like I might need it. Oh, Jesus.
If you need to flee when you're in battle, then I think it's you go to the menu,
Uh-huh.
and then there is an option
Okay.
which allows you to flee.
Well, I may have sucked ass at that boss, but at least I didn't die, so...
Exactly, this is what I'm trying to prevent from happening.
There you go. More healing. I didn't waste anything this time.
Good. But basically, the trick that you want when you are doing your battling is to go in, complete a combo, and then maybe block and kind of jump away.
Okay.
So you want to try and basically play a game of cat and mouse. It's one of those things of try not to get hit if it's at all possible. It's not always possible, but that's your general gist.
A bit of an obvious statement, but there's a little bit of lag going from attack to block, which was kind of messing with me, but that's more me not being familiar with the game than it is the game's fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you just got to get used to the battle style. And I mean, it's sort of one of the things that I think some people, perhaps going back to Tales of Symphonia, would perhaps find a little bit confusing is the fact that pretty much it takes place on a 2D plane, so to speak. Like, even though the battlefield is in 3D, your characters fight on a 2D plane. And while they can sometimes move around that in some fashion, you're pretty much constantly going forwards and backwards, and it wasn't until the likes of this and Vesperia and so on and so forth where they introduced free running, which is how you end up with the battle system that you've got now.
Neat.
But yes, you just learned how to do a brand new skill, Sonic Thrust.
Ooh, nice.
Which I think you can equip, because you can do like shortcuts for your attacks. So if you go Tech, Lloyd, that's what tells you how to do it. So if you're just not pressing a direction, then Lloyd will do Demon Fang. If you press, I think that was up, and this magic attack button, then he will do Sonic Thrust.
Awesome.
And that's quite helpful. Right, so now that you're in here, what you want to do is go down the hallway to the right and down the stairs.
Got it. Back up, back up.
But yeah, pretty much the way that you're going to get through most battles is just by being quite aggressive. Like, some you will need to be more defensive than others, but pretty much just go in for the kill, and because you'll be killing off the enemies a lot quicker, then they don't really stand a chance. And I mean, the other thing that you can do is if you do a combo and then pull out one of your special attacks, then that also kind of lets your combo go a little bit longer.
Gotcha, gotcha.
We can do it.
I'll let them come to me, and then I'll rush in and I'll give them one of the... Oh, rush out. And out. Come on, Tom. Yeah.
Yes, I have to say, I'm feeling a lot calmer now about your grasp of the battle system. This is making me feel a lot better.
Well, it's easy to pick up. It was just the first like half an hour or so where I was struggling.
Oh yeah, definitely, and I totally get that. I mean, I can't remember whether when I first played it, I sort of had the same sort of struggles of just getting used to it. But once you do, yeah, it's alright.
Attack the ghost!
Which, actually, very good idea, because I'm pretty sure that the ghosts and the zombies all have a distinct weakness to magic.
Nice. Yeah.
Didn't like that.
Ah! Couldn't block in time. That's my fault.
But yeah, one of the other things that I would say the Tales of franchise is probably most well known for is its music. Which pretty much has been exclusively done by Motoi Sakuraba.
Just as I expected.
Who, yeah, he's amazing and has done a lot of the Tales of games. I'm pretty sure he's done it for every single Tales of game that's ever been released.
Gotcha.
At least I feel like that's the case. But he's also done music for the Mario Tennis games, Golden Sun. Actually, it looks like a lot of the Mario Sports games. He also did the music for Eternal Sonata, which is another game that I absolutely love.
Yes, we know about your love for Eternal Sonata, mate, don't you worry.
He also was part of the team that did the soundtrack for Kid Icarus Uprising.
Nice.
And he's done arrangements for games in the Smash Bros. Series. And I think he was also part of the team that helped do the music for some of the Monster Boy stuff. Yeah, he's done some really great soundtracks. There's a particular sound that he has. It's really cool.
So I guess that's our destination. But first, a puzzle, mayhaps.
Well, you've got to fight before said puzzle.
Ah, okay.
But still.
Hello. Just randomly standing there, going nothing.
Yes, so this is a golem, and it's not too horrendous to defeat. Just going for the kill, it should be alright.
And you can use Fireball. I'll use Sonic Thrust.
And I mean, one thing I will say is that for the most part you can leave the AI to do its own thing.
Okay.
Like, the only times where I would say you definitely want to tell them to do something is if in a situation where, say, you are really low on health and you desperately need a heal.
Right.
That's generally when you want to tell them what to do. Otherwise, just let them do their thing, because they are pretty intelligent.
Okay, fair enough. Wow, it turned into a rock. Jesus.
Indeed.
Well, splitting hairs there, Lloyd. Really, Colette?
Well, as you saw, she's a klutz. That is her title.
I should have never looked at that human-shaped hole in the wall.
But yes, the kind of whole thing with Colette is that she is a klutz, and ultimately that is going to get her to, well, in and out of a variety of situations.
Ooh, another one of these. Okay, I guess we'll just keep beating these guys down. I can see you, Skull, on the left.
Yes, we don't need to worry about him for a while.
Okay. So beat up guys, take down puzzles. Got it.
Indeed. Once you've defeated this particular golem, you want to push him down the middle hole in the right-hand column, apparently.
Gotcha. See, the problem with me is I'm like so aggressive in my combat anyway that I'm always going to be in like the middle of a combo and then the enemy will just twat me and then I'll feel bad.
Yeah, I mean there is always that, but you should be okay. So push that block into the middle on the right-hand column.
Middle right, got it. Oh, you can't move it from like side to side, that's a bit of a pisser.
Yeah, definitely not. Like, Tom, think about when this game came out, it was 2003.
I know.
You're not going to have that level of flexibility. So yeah, so kill that gentleman.
More of them.
By gentleman I obviously mean golem. And you want to push him down the same hole that you just pushed it down.
Gotcha.
Don't overdo it.
I will kill you no matter how much health I expend.
Well, thankfully you're in a much more fluid situation where you're getting healed and so on and so forth, so you're pretty okay.
What's the whole deal with the grading system? I'm not quite understanding how that works.
So basically the grade is the thing that goes towards like a full total at the end of the game, and you basically get graded on how long you fight, well, how long it takes to fight, your combo level, various other things. It's basically your kind of cue to how well you've done in the fight. So what you want to do is you want to push that block to the right.
I'm only taking Richard's advice because this is a quick look and I like to keep things snappy, but should we ever return to the game, I will probably ask him to zip his Howling Screamer.
Yeah, I think you'll probably say, can you just tell me what to do? Because some of the puzzles are not necessarily the most obvious, shall we say. This one is actually quite obvious in the grand scheme of things, but we're just trying to zip through as best we can.
These zombies have a lot of like HP, I'm actually kind of surprised.
They do, yeah. Quite a few of the enemies have pretty decent health, actually. There does come a point where you can buy things called magic lenses, which allow you to see the amount of health that your enemies have got.
Ah, okay, scan, basically.
Yeah, and it's actually a thing that pretty much I would always recommend buying a whole ton of. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to go back up to the top platform.
Okay, then
Kill
push
the
one
next
down,
golem.
like middle left, I guess. No, top left, I'd say.
Middle left.
Okay.
Same one that Colette dropped to hold one down.
Let up. Don't overdo it.
But yeah, basically, with the magic lens, you can when you hold, I think it's the trigger buttons, because I know on the GameCube it was the L&R buttons, which allowed you to switch targets. And basically, what that allows you to do is it allows you to, once you've used the magic lens, it allows you to see how much health is remaining on that enemy, which is a really helpful thing.
Right, middle left.
Yes.
I'm paying attention. I'm learning. Oh no, he can't be stopped.
And then it's quite obvious which way that needs to go.
Up. Got it. This is really fun so far, I gotta say. I think I like the aesthetic a bit more than Abyss.
I think the one thing that I would say with that is, while Abyss 3DS is actually quite an impressive feat, it was a PS2 game compressed to fit down on a 3DS, and so I don't think it was ever going to come off in the best possible light. The other thing that I think can make Abyss slightly more difficult to get into is the whole phonons thing and all those really technical terms, but also the fact that the main character, Luke, is actually an absolute arsehole for the majority of the game. Well, actually maybe until about the halfway mark. Whereas I would say the entire cast of Symphonia is just delightful the entire way through. They've all got sort of their pros and their cons, their kind of flaws, but they're all really engaging and charming characters, which you do really fall in love with, even the ones that are perhaps more flawed than others.
Right, now top middle this time, I assume.
Yeah, you've pretty much got it.
He can be taught. Yeah.
Exactly, and that just means that really you're pretty much at the end of the dungeon, effectively.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really, really short dungeon. It's just one to kind of get you into the flow of things, get you used to the idea of pushing blocks. It's why really this puzzle is as easy as it is.
Fair enough, mate, fair enough. I'm taking blows like a champ, but haven't died yet, so good for me.
Exactly, and as long as you don't do anything particularly stupid, you are going to basically get through this entire quick look without dying, which is what I wanted to achieve.
God. Thank heavens for small miracles, I guess. Alright. Is that it? Do I need to do another one?
I believe you do, actually, yes.
Okay.
Because that's a 2-hole one.
Gotcha. Go ham, Tom. Kratos is being very on point with the first saves, I gotta say.
Well, as I said, in general the AI is pretty excellent at knowing what to do. Like, it knows when you're in trouble and it knows who to help. And
it knows when you're sleeping and it knows when you're awake.
Exactly. I mean, one of the quite fun things that you definitely, I know, were able to do in the original GameCube game, I would assume it might still be the case, but I'm not sure, is that you were actually able to play the battles in multiplayer.
Nice.
So, each kind of 4 people could play each of the characters in the battle, which was really delightful, although ultimately it's then a case of, well, we've got this mostly single-player game. Like, everything outside of the battles is single-player. It's only the battles that are multiplayer, and then you're just like, well... but it actually goes back to how I ended up getting Tales of Symphonia. So it's a story that I told in my Tales of Symphonia playthrough, and I think I might have told it 1 or 2 times before. But basically, when I was at school, I set up a games club, and as part of that, I oh yeah, you get a fireball. It's great fun. I got a Nintendo Wii, and I got a kind of collection of games because they basically just said, "Here's some money. Go get what you think you need," which was kind of like oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at the games, and then I saw Tales of Symphonia, and I was just like, I've wanted to play this game for so many years and never quite got the chance. And before you go up the middle, if you go up the stairs on the left,
Yep, that's what I was doing.
then you can get a whole bunch of chests, I think. But yes, basically, got Tales of Symphonia because I think it was about 20 quid, which was actually quite a lot of money, really. But it was just like, I'm not letting that slip through my fingers, and I just thought, well, I'll just borrow it, and whilst I'm running the games club, but it'd be fine. And basically, what ended up happening was that I did that, and I was just like, oh my god, it's everything I could have hoped for. Didn't really get any use at the games club because, once again, it's a difficult one to actually play in that sort of setting.
Huh.
Oh, you can't go there, so go up the middle then.
Okay. My little piddly fireball did jack all. Oh, hello. It's sealed, but fire will let us pass. Yeah, let's do this shit.
Now, apparently there is actually other stuff somewhere, but I don't know, just go forward, let's finish this thing off. But yeah, basically, in the end, I got to the end of my time at the school, and like nobody had asked me to give the game back.
Rishi!
So I kind of just kept it.
Rishi!
I know, it was really bad.
Thief King Richard III.
Yeah, but it was basically, I saw it as just like, well, hey, that's my payment for all the absolute shit this school put me through. I got a game that I love and really enjoy, so
Oh, dear. Richie, you should never justify your evil deeds.
Hey, it's like the only time I've ever done that, so yeah.
Where are we warping, Rich?
We are warping to the top floor where we are going to get a cutscene.
That's the
Nice, I like cutscenes. Any chance of a boss?
No boss fight. Vidar was the only boss fight you're getting, but you are going to get pretty
They say I was
special
born with that in my hand.
stuff occurring.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of plot that's going to take place right now.
Nice. That certainly is light. Oh, okay. There's stuff coming down from the light. Huh?
Yep. We have angels in this game.
Angels whose models have to load in for a minute.
What is that?
Once again, 2003.
angel, so?
It was a different time.
So, is that Colette's real father?
I am Remiel. I am an angel of judgment.
Don't be afraid. It was 2004.
The time has come to awaken the goddess Martel, who sleeps at the center of the world.
Oh my god, it's perfect Dark Gaia.
Awaken the goddess Martel. It's just like the legend Rain told us about.
So angels are literally real in this world, and so is the goddess.
Exactly. I mean, really, like, the entirety of Tales of Symphonia is really based on legends and myths and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of Norse in here. A lot of Norse. But also there's a lot of Christianity in there as well. And actually, it's the one thing that a lot of, I think, the Tales games do end up dealing with, and it's something that I've noticed a lot of Japanese RPG games deal with, is a sort of concern about Christianity and some of its elements. Because there's a whole kind of strain of games which is basically the go against God because we want to make our own world story beat, which is very common. A lot of JRPG games have that, and really Tales of Symphonia is no different, but I think that it does definitely work. But that is basically our goal.
It's kind of like Corrin's Tower, which in and of itself is, I guess,
So that's the
just
Tower
a
of
reuse of the trope.
Yep, but yeah, that's the Tower of Salvation. And basically what needs to happen is Colette needs to go on a journey to the top of the Tower of Salvation to allow the world
I humbly
to
accept this
regenerate,
task.
because it's currently dying.
Very good. We of Crucius shall grant you the power of the angels with each seal you unlock.
That way, the game will be paced beautifully.
Exactly!
Once you are reborn as an angel,
What?
this eroded world shall be regenerated.
But I actually kind of like being a human. I get to stay on Earth.
Thank you. I swear on my life I will regenerate the world.
Are they just not going to acknowledge that they're related?
First,
They have done, but obviously he's an angel, so he's got shit to do.
All business, I guess.
Exactly.
Yes, Lord
And also, I mean,
Remy.
he's having to clearly focus on flapping his wings to make sure he
wait.
stays afloat.
Please wait.
No, sorry.
I have a question I wish to ask of you.
I can definitely hear Shiki now from World End to You.
Are you really my
First, head to the sea.
I'm not gonna answer that. If I do, they'll kick me out of heaven for not paying child support. Goodbye.
father? So you really are my true father.
Look at the hair colour, you dumb bint.
We shall meet again at the next seal, my daughter.
There's one thing that you will probably notice there is that there are moments where the translations may be a little bit clunky.
A little bit rigid, yeah.
Father, so you really are my true father. Too many fathers in those kind of two sentences, but yeah, there's a few moments like that. I mean, a perfect example is hot coffee, which was it's a scene much later down the line, which is delightful in terms of how silly it is.
Let us leave now. This temple could really use a redecoration or two.
I know, could do with the liquor paint, really, couldn't it?
Like, was it originally designed like this? It looks more like a dungeon than anything, a literal dungeon, not a JRPG dungeon.
God only knows, to be fair.
Shazam.
So yes, basically all I would say for you to do now is head back to Isalia.
Gotcha.
And I would say that's probably a perfect place to end the quick look.
I guess I'll start wrapping up my thoughts now then. I actually quite enjoyed this. I may be terrible at the combat, for at least 50% of the time, but it's easy to use. I like the fact you can give commands, just like any turn-based thing, but it's still like, you know, action RPG first and foremost. The banter seems good, if the translation a little rigid. Music's on point so far, graphically it looks nice.
Yeah, I mean, I will always love Tales of Symphonia. It's one of those games where I'm so glad that I found it, and I'm so glad that I got to play it, because it's one of those games that I really always wanted to play, and before I continue, Ruin Maniac Rain is the best.
Jesus.
And also just Rain in general is also amazing. Like, in a kind of... Obviously in 2004, female characters were not perhaps the best in the world.
In Western games, maybe.
Yeah, but Rain just, like, don't give two shits. Like, she will spank her charges.
But my level outclasses yours. Too bad, bitch.
And also just her whole Ruin Maniac thing is delightful. There's a few moments where she's just an absolute badass.
Wow. Literally kicked him against the wall. That's why I teach and you hold buckets, I guess.
So yeah, I've always loved Tales of Symphonia ever since the first time I played it, and I absolutely adored going back to it to do the playthrough that I did of it, because that was just such a delight. And I'm so glad that somebody finally asked to do a quick look on it, because I would say that it's one of those kind of classic games in gaming history that really everyone should experience in one way or another, because it's really iconic, and deservedly so. I know that obviously a lot of people are frustrated that for so many people it does have that level of iconic over and above some of the other Tales of games that potentially are arguably better, but really it's one of those... It's the same reason that I think Final Fantasy VII has as much love as it does, in that it was the first game of its type to do this, like make the jump to 3D, and that's always quite a big thing for people.
Just gonna heal before we end here, but yeah, I totally agree. Stuff is iconic. You can't really get around that. I wasn't really expecting a cutscene, but Colette did say stop by the house, I suppose.
Yeah, she did. So we do have a little bit of a cutscene, which is fine. It's just a little bit more plot.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, roll the credits, future Entom. Here's everyone who's currently pledged. I will remind you, please, if you're on the 25, 50 or 55 tier, to pause your pledge until the end of July, like July 31st. Then we'll start taking orders for August, because I'm behind on stuff. I just want to pause those like higher paying things until I'm done with all the commissions, and then you can like commission new stuff and I'll get that done.
Thanks,
Yeah, it's probably for the best, because also like we're going to be completely snowed under with Segathon stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, you can put what was going to be a July pledge towards the Segathon, which is better anyway.
Exactly, we're making money for charity, which is like the best thing you can do with money anyway, so...
So like, if you're pledging up to 25, don't worry about that, because I still need to make a little bit of Patreon to pay the bills and whatnot, but yeah, it's just the stuff that generates new content, just for now.
You'll get in the way.
And also it probably gives us a little bit of time to, you know, do some of those other playthroughs that we've been intending to do.
Yep, like, oh well, I guess you'll find out soon enough.
Indeed.
The battles at the chapel were nothing compared to the journey that awaits us. Children need to stay home.
Well, I don't know about you, but I was putting in work in that last boss fight, so...
Yes, a lot of work to, you know, not die.
Fucking owned. Hashtag fucking owned. I wanted to heal. I hope you healed me before you sent me out. There was a JPEG inside that door. Really?
Yes, there is. And yes, really.
You tripped on nothing.
Sorry.
That's basically
It's not like
Colette.
it's your fault.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
This is really getting me in the mood to play Dark Cloud 2 now.
Well, at some point you'll have to play Dark Cloud 2 then, won't you?
Mm-hmm, and you can join me for that one.
Yeah. Happy
Okay, I mean, I have absolutely no idea about anything to do with Dark Cloud 2, but yeah, sure, why not?
If I knew you'd be leaving tomorrow, I would have made something a little more special, but
I'm hearing Tails now, for sure.
No, I love your cookies. Thank you very much.
so what about you, Lloyd? You promised to make her a necklace, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Don't tell me you forgot.
I mean, of course he did, because, you know, clearly, in the realm of
I'll give
JRPGs,
it to you tomorrow before
main
you-
male protagonist, main female protagonist, clearly they are the love interests for the game.
Well, obviously, but if there's chemistry there and the writing's good, that's
As soon
fine.
as I find
Yeah,
out
and
when
I would say
Go to your
that
house
for
to
Lloyd
let
and
me know.
Colette, it definitely is there.
Isn't it going to be dangerous?
And also, actually, I would say that really, you've also got the really awesomeness of Lloyd's friendship with Genus,
Yeah.
because it's like a proper brotherly bond,
Liar.
which is really
If I start on
awesome.
it now, I'll finish it in time.
Submission activated. Acquire necklace ingredients.
Oh, really? Well, whatever. By the way, you're going home now, right? Can I go part of the way with you?
How small is the village that you need to ask me, though?
Sure.
Well, it's because
Where are you
Lloyd lives
I'm going to see a
outside of the
friend.
village.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he lives a bit of the way through the
I didn't know
forest.
you had friends outside the village besides me.
Does it matter?
I gotta say, I really like
Anyway,
Scott
can you
Menville
swing
as
by my
Lloyd.
house
He's amazing.
so I can get my stuff?
I mean, he only has the one voice, I guess, like, Colleen O'Shaughnessy or whatever.
Yes,
But it's good, it's a good voice.
exactly. And now, yeah, just go. I mean, you don't know, you might be able to heal. Oh no, you can't. Doesn't matter.
Damn it. Damn it, all because of a fucking necklace.
I know, but it's fine because if we save, then I think that'll do us for today.
Rotate your motherfucking saves. Can't do this and save the light. Jesus. Alright folks, this was the HellfireComms Quick Look on Tales of Symphonia on the PS3 version, which is Tales of Symphonia Chronicles. Nope, not gonna check out that thing. I actually kind of want to return to this, so we'll put it on the backlog. I don't know if I'll put it into a Patreon poll, actually. We might just pick this back up in 2019, but
Hey, success!
if you could recommend any other Tales games, especially ones outside the big three of like Symphonia, Abyss, and Vesperia, please sing their praises, sing them to heaven, as it were, and then an angel will come down, and then there'll be some poorly translated thing, and then it'll just go back up. Father, why won't you tell me your favourite Tales games? I'm rambling now. See you all next time for another HellfireComms Patreon Quick Look. Bye bye. Thank you, Gina, dude. Thank you, buddy.